Welcome to the Trend Talk. In this episode, we're at the 4th Annual Latina Fest Outdoor Festival in downtown Los Angeles, where we interviewed the Mujeres, Magicas y Jefas panel. We interviewed a world-famous haute couture designer and an entrepreneur and McDonald's franchisee. Both these ladies bringing their magic to the world. Welcome to the Trend Talk. I am your host, Val Hernandez, and joining us today and for the rest of the season 6 of the Trend Talk is Liza Monet Morales. She's an actress, an influencer, and an artist. Liza, welcome to your new home.
Thank you.
I am so excited to be working with you, and also I think we're going to have a lot of fun.
We definitely are. I'm so excited to be working with you as well and to be part of the Trend Talk family.
Yes. So let's talk a little bit about you. You are an actress, a content creator, and a best-selling author. So now you're back in your roots, right?
Yes, indeed. Many people may not know this, but I actually got started in the entertainment business as a child with my first gig as a TV host, and I ended up hosting that show all the way through high school until I graduated and went off to college to follow my other pursuit, which was the law. And that was the field that I thought I was going to go to. You know, I had my whole life had loved being both an actor as a kid, but I also had this heart for social justice. So off I went, and then my abuelita got sick, and as you know, familia is everything to me. So I ended up coming back to California, and I thought, all right, well, what am I gonna do next? And I embraced the pivot. The acting bug came right back and was like, here's an opportunity. And funny enough, my first film, I ended up playing a reporter, and I thought, all right, well, you know what, this is a sign. And so now what's so great is that I not only get to act and get to host and, you know, produce, including this show, which is exciting, but I have an amazing community called Love Bug Nation, which is there to support me in my commitment to see the world through love-filled eyes, regardless of the obstacles that life throws at us. And I'm able to, with my community, leverage my experience in politics and my knowledge of the law and be able to get out there in the community and help us move the needle forward for community efforts, but also even in legislation.
We need more of that. We need more people to focus on that. We're going to take it back to Latina Fest 2022, and Latina Fest is a festival that celebrates everything Latina. There was a panel that was filmed for the Trend Talk, and Liza went into action. She interviewed haute couture designer Joanna Hernandez and entrepreneur and McDonald's franchisee Lisa DeBono, two amazing women, and it was a beautiful interview. You did such a great job.
Oh, thank you so much. But it was also so awesome being able to connect with two fellow power Latinas and also really celebrate how each of them are trailblazers in their own way.
That's right.
Yeah, it was great. Now, after this, we are going to take a break, but when we come back, we're actually going to go to my interview with Lisa and Joanna, so stay tuned. So we are going to get started. So first and foremost, Lisa, I have to ask, when they told me that you own 8 different McDonald's, I'm like, wait, what? So you went to UCLA, go Bruins, but tell me how you went from UCLA to Hamburger University. And please let people know that that's a real thing.
Well, yes, everybody jokes that Hamburger University is not real, but it is. And when I left UCLA, I actually worked for campus events and worked for a literary agency and then came back to the family business. And in order to be a part of McDonald's business and to become a franchisee, you have to go through all the steps. And one of those is going to Hamburger University. And you have to be a restaurant manager, and it's like a college. We went back to Chicago, and you know, testing and skills reviews and all that. So it was amazing.
So I need to know though, did you meet the Hamburglar?
I don't know, I don't think he was in that day.
Dang. And what's your go-to McDonald's order in the morning when you're super busy trying to juggle 80 million things at a time?
Sausage muffin with egg.
I love it. Okay, all right, I love that. Now we are gonna come back to you because there's something that the two of you share in common, but Joanna, I also wanna talk about your destiny and how it also found you. You know, for those of us that are from Los Angeles, like myself, I love celebrating the fact my abuelita was also a seamstress in the garment district, and I know your parents were both there, and you grew up going to work with them. So can you tell us a little bit about how being a designer found you?
Yes, so it wasn't child labor, guys. I was just hanging out with my parents. But in the weekends, I would hang out with my parents. They sewed in factories, and I never thought like a Latina that looks like me could ever have a luxury brand. Now my brand, it's named Gladys, that I named after my mother, Gladys, and my goal is to empower women to love themselves just the way they are. And whether it's your skin color, your body shape, and doing that through fashion. And for me, it's been so inspiring to be able to share my story. I also grew up in Compton Elementary School, and I work with Serena Williams, and it's like amazing to be in Beverly Hills and then have come from Compton. I'm the first Salvadorian American to be in Paris Fashion Week. And it's just so cool to come from humble beginnings and beginnings like that, because I really know how to make clothes. Like, I was in the factories, I saw everything from the beginning. I did go to FITM too. At 19, I went to FITM, and in my first quarter there, I was really blessed to go to an internship, but I was actually hired as a designer. But it was all thanks to my parents' humble work. So don't ever think your humble beginnings are not gonna take you anywhere, because they have taken me a long way.
I really appreciate you saying that. And when we talk about taking you a long way, in addition to Venus, you also have had your designs worn by some pretty famous Latinas, including Gina Rodriguez, Gloria Trevi, Paulina Rubio, the list goes on. Why do you think that they embrace your designs the way that they do?
I just love empowering women through my collection. So when you try on my dresses, if you go on glaudycollection.com, it's bold, you know? So it's for that woman who's not afraid to shine inside and out. And I think the women on the spotlight are that women. Also, I specialize in bridal a lot. So like when it's your wedding, you know, you want to look one of a kind, and that's the time where you really are not afraid to shine. So I love doing that, and I think that's why all the celebrities really love it, because they know that my collection is one of a kind, so they want to be different, you come to me.
Now, speaking about your bridal collections, you do make a bride feel like a celebrity on her special day, and one thing that I really love that you do is you have a special inscription, con una bendición de Dios, on the inside. So can you talk to us a little bit about that and what inspired it?
Yeah, so I'm Christian. I put God first in everything. Like I have Bible studies at my stores, and I'm very like all about empowering women, not only through a collection, but even in your heart. So we put what God has joined together, let no one separate. So for me, bridal and wedding dresses are very special, because that's the dress that I hope that's the only one you're gonna wear. But it's really great, that special moment, like when the bride sees her dress and she cries because it's so beautiful, and I could just bless it and pray over them, and hopefully that they feel that, you know, that they're gonna have that love forever. You know, it's something marriage is very sacred, and I love that about it.
Yeah, and I just want to really hold space for that. Like, you actually have it inscribed in the letter, and the verse is there, like, uniting them as one, which I just think is such a beautiful detail. Now, I did start this off saying that there was something that the two of you have in common, and today we are celebrating magia, right? And I think that there's something to be said for magia de familia, and you both put not only God first, but also family first. Now, Lisa, I know this is a family business and that you run it with your mom, as well as with your sister and your brother-in-law, so it is no small hamburgers, right, that you also have built this burger dynasty for yourself. So can you talk to us about why family has been important? And for those out in the audience who may be running a business with their family, what tips you would give so that you don't drive each other too crazy?
I do get that question quite often. How do you work with all your family? But it started with my grandfather in 1968, the first restaurant. So we've grown up together, the family and the culture that we grew up with, you know, and most of us are Latinas. So the foundation of family that our culture gives us, I think, is the foundation for a successful business together. My sister is here, my support, and my mom is still involved, and my children and her children have worked in the business as well. So I really think our culture and our determination to just get it done, keep driving forward. My mom was the first Latina franchisee in Southern California.
Woo woo!
She's been an incredible role model, and so I've been able to build upon that, and now it's my sister and I, it's our turn to forward the legacy to our family.
Now, speaking of legacy, I know that that's something that's equally as important for you, Joanna, and you actually helped start a school in El Salvador. So can you share a little bit about why that was also important and so close to your heart?
Yeah, so I came from designing for big corporate brands. Like I designed for 7 Jeans, DKNY, and then out of nowhere, my friends and I got together to create Latinos con Corazón, to do a fashion show that raised funds for kids in Latin America, because before there was a lot of division between Latinos. Like I'm Salvi, my best friends are Mexican and Guatemalan, Honduras, every country. So we wanted to unite them, unite Latinos. So we did this fashion show and there was no designers that were Salvadorian. And that's when I was like, oh, I should do a line, but I'm scared, but I should still do it. So I did it to help raise funds for the kids in Mexico, which we did. And then we raised funds for the kids in El Salvador. And now the school's been there for 11 years. It's in the Canton. Canton means like the jungle part of El Salvador. Literally, it's like the jungle. But it's super cool because I love nature. So if you like nature, you'll love it. Yeah. But it's literally in the middle of nowhere. It helps 300 kids. It's called Nuevo Eden. And it's been there for a long time. And for me, that's important because for like education takes you a long way. And I feel like we also donate computers to them and like things that they could see the world even though they can't travel. Yes. So, and my parents always took me since I was little every summer to go see El Salvador to see like how lucky we are to be here, because over there, they need a lot of things. So it's been really cool that we've been able to help them, and the school is still there. And now, not only do we do that, but I like to mentor young girls that want to be in fashion or adults too, and just let them know that everything is possible, just with a lot of hard work, like how you said,
I appreciate that. For me, I was raised very much with the same mindset that it's community over competition, right, when we're moving forward. And so for you, I have to say, for both of you, I'm sure, being a woman in business is not easy. So can you each share a time where you maybe faced some adversity, whether it was discrimination or someone underestimated you, and how you were able to navigate through those times? Because I know that there's definitely women in the audience that can relate or even are possibly going through those times right now.
Well, for me, ironically enough that you had asked the question about Hamburger University, when I did go, I was one of 2 women out of 55, a class of 55. So that was intimidating and a little scary, and it was in a college environment, and I was the first one to go to college on my mom's side of the family. So even the college environment was a little terrifying. So I met one other young woman and found a sisterhood. She was Latina too, by the way, and found a sisterhood, and it automatically bonded us together, and it turned out to be an amazing experience, a real growth opportunity for sure, and I think that, just being a woman in business and being, even through the last, I've been a business owner for 25 years, and we have progressed, thank goodness, but we are not there yet, so we need to keep rolling.
So do you lean on a mantra? Do you find that organizations, or what are the things that help you soldier through on those days when really it just doesn't seem like the ball is moving much in your court and it's just really staying out of your court?
I think I've always said belief in myself is the beginning of my accomplishments. So start with believing in yourself and picture the end game, and just stay focused, but don't forget your past, don't forget where you came from, don't forget your foundation and your family, and they will guide you forward.
I love that, and I can't wait to hear that from you as well, Joanna, because you're so good about making sure that you not only not forget where you came from, but leaving seeds for those that are coming behind you. So can you share some adversity experiences that have gotten you through?
Yeah, so everything has been crazy in my life. So I mean, I'm not only Latina, I'm Salvadorian. I grew up in Compton, and I'm I remember when I opened my store in Beverly Hills, I was like, I thought Martin Luther King took care of this, but there's so much work to do. Like in Beverly Hills, we're less than 1%. And all the workers are Latinos, and the owners, I think there's only like a handful of us. So I was just very shocked. And I knew some people were like, oh, I thought you worked here. I didn't know you owned it. And I'm like, yeah, So I see that a lot, but I don't let it get to me. And instead, I'm open with an open heart. And I'm like, yes, and I do this, and I do that. And then I get, new clients and new people having good experiences. So I feel like it's really important, like even when I went to Mexico City for Vogue last week, and I'm Salvadorian, and I'm around a lot of Mexican people, and I mean, I'm around them here, it's different than over there. Right. So even there, it's a little different, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, when is this gonna stop? Like, and then here, like, I'm like overweight, so like, it's not like I'm like a skinny girl in fashion, but I've let all those things that are different help me shine. So I've been able to do a lot of great things, opening doors for everyone else to accept people that look like me in fashion. So I always think, obviously, I love people just for who they are, and if they're kind and if they're nice, and I don't let anything else get in the way to getting to know people, and I think that's the way it should be. My friends are from all over the world, and I love that, and I think like when I think about heaven, I'm like, it's gonna be very full of all kinds of people. So I want Blowdy to be for everyone. And I just always put myself in uncomfortable positions. Like I always go to Paris Fashion Week where I'm the only Latina. So for me, it's adversity and challenges all the time, but I turn it into positive experiences, even though I know maybe I'm the first Latina they've ever met, you know, because of the places that I'm going to. So I turn it into good things. So it always happens, and it's gonna happen, guys, so don't let it get to you. Instead of just let it inspire you and give them really good experiences, because then they'll be like, oh, I really love how this girl treated me, and this designer is so good, and she's Latina. I wanna get more dresses from other Latinas, you know? So we really set the tone for the future. So just be nice all the time.
Yeah, I think the main takeaway, hopefully this is not, yeah, the main takeaway that I get from that though is taking your adversity and turning that into positivity, right? So one thing that I really also want to shout you out for though is from jump, Joanna, when you came out, you were all about body positivity, size inclusion for men and women in all areas, whether it was bridal, it was your couture design, so that everyone really felt comfortable in their body. And I love seeing more designers today embrace it, but what I always think about is you were one of the first. So why was that so important that you were willing to not settle, to really put your stake in the ground and say, no, this is important, this is where the business is leading, whether you see it or not?
Because I just, like even with celebrities, all the celebrities that I work with, they all wear Spanx underneath to make themselves look even better. And I just thought, why don't I just make clothes that fits you, that is made in your size, so you don't have to like try to put yourself in there like a chorizo. So now I just love making women and men, because I do men's suits too, in their size. And we all come in different shapes and sizes. They're not like one size fits all. Maybe the stretchy clothes does fit a couple people. But the truth is, if you get a dress made or a suit made in your size, it's a whole different experience. And also I do quinceañeras. And I just think like for me, it's so important that those girls that are really little, that they know that they're perfect just the way they are. They don't have to change, you know, to fit into the dress, and they don't have to become bulimic or anorexic or whatever. You're cool, like just stay that way. So I feel like God has placed me in a place where I can empower everyone to just love themselves just the way they are and just really be confident. And if you want to be healthier, just do your thing, but there's nothing wrong with the way you are. You know, there's no wrong or right. So I just really love that through fashion, I can help people be confident in their own skin and not to try to change things.
I appreciate you. And Lisa, can you talk a little bit about with McDonald's what you all are doing in the community, specifically with your franchisees? I know that that's so important for you to stay involved, and that really plays against the stereotype of what people might think when they think of a fast food restaurant.
Right. Well, McDonald's, our #1 charity is the Ronald McDonald House. And if you're not familiar with it, it's a home away from home for families to stay while their child is going through treatment. So most of them are right next door to a children's hospital. They're beautiful houses. There are hundreds of them across the country. I am personally involved in the one in Orange County. My sister and I have been on the committee for fundraising for 25 years. And to go to the houses, you are always welcome to visit the houses, meet the families. It's just a beautiful place. We go over, we make meals, you know, in their kitchen. We spend time with the families, and it is a beautiful thing. All the little canisters that are in the McDonald's restaurants, you probably see them in the drive-thru too. All that money goes directly to the Ronald McDonald houses in your area. So that is really a special thing. And the platform that we have in McDonald's is we are able to give back to the communities and able to give back to those who take such good care of us in our communities. And I've also been involved in you know, our restaurants are involved in local schools, teams, and churches, and you know, all the local things. But one of my biggest loves is the Ronald McDonald.
Oh, that makes me so happy. Now, I do have to ask you both, we do have a surprise for you, but before we get to that, I want to know in closing, because I know we could sit here and talk all day, but what is the magia that you each bring of being Latina into your day? Can you share that with us?
Do you want to start?
Sure. For me, I think it's my fierceness. We are fierce. We can do this, and we just have to believe it. In business every day, there are challenges, so many challenges, day to day, and I am so grateful for our team that we work with every day. They inspire me, they carry me, and I think we do it for each other. I think as a team, we call each other the Mi Familia. Dijon is the name of our company. It's named after my grandparents. And we're the Dijon Mi Familia. And I think that we all just take good care of each other. And for me, I just need to believe and just trust in that fierceness and keep trudging forward.
Hello? Okay. For me, I think being Latinas, we're really hardworking people. Like, we came to America to work, and we are not lazy. So I feel like everything is possible because we actually are inspired to do the work. And I think as a Latina, that's what we bring, you know, and I feel there's so much diversity. Like, my brothers look white like you know, and I'm brown, and we're the same parents. And then there's like my friends who are Afro-Latina, and they're Latina. So we're so diverse, and we're so many here that if we stick together, we really could, you know, take over.
Yes, I love it. Thank you both so much. Everyone, please join me in thanking both Lisa and Joanna. Make sure you check them out for not only being magia goddesses yourselves, but really making a way for those coming behind you. For this week's trending topic, ever wonder about owning a franchise? Coming up, another McDonald's franchisee shares her best small business tips for your business.
This holiday season, visit our online retail store, limonadala.com, to get unique gifts from shirts, jewelry, tote bags, wall art, masks, and more. We have something for everyone. And now until the end of the year, everything is 10% off. Just use code YEAREND2020. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at limonadala to get updates on our products. Happy holidays, everyone.
These types of events, you know, really promote, you know, the role, you know, that Latina women play in our society, politically, economically, gastronomically, entrepreneurially, and I think that the Latinos are going to play such a bigger role.
Important to do marketing because you want to let our customers know what service you have or what product you have. So there's direct mailers or print marketing, but the most effective really it has been digital. So everybody now has their phone. So just really doing the digital ads because everybody is always on their phone now. So if you have an ad that pops up and it catches their eye, they're going to come to your website or they're going to see what exactly it is that you have to offer.
I was so excited to be accepted to be a Latina Fest vendor. I mean, I have been Mexican American my whole life and was born and raised here in Bellflower, California. And just being surrounded by fellow Latina entrepreneurs has been so empowering. Just walking around, seeing the spirit and the energy of all of the entrepreneurs. I couldn't be more honored to be around such powerful and inspiring women.
As an entrepreneur, there's a lot of websites that offer training. If it's, you know, Microsoft. I know for me, mine was Microsoft Excel. I wasn't that familiar with it, so really just looking up online classes, and there's a lot of online classes. There's a lot of community colleges that offer, you know, different computer classes or different classes, and also just universities as well. You don't have to necessarily be going for a degree, but maybe you want to take a marketing class, or maybe you want to take a computer class, or whatever it is that you need help with. There's plenty of resources at this point in time to help you.
This holiday season, visit our online retail store, limonadala.com, to get unique gifts from shirts, jewelry, tote bags, wall art, masks, and more. We have something for everyone. And now until the end of the year, everything is 10% off. Just use code YEAREND2020. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at limonadala to get updates on our products. Happy holidays, everyone.
Well, thank you for joining us on the Trend Talk today.
And a big thank you to our guests. And make sure you tune in next week for our first giveaway of the season.
Also, remember to follow us on social media at The Trend Talk Show. And remember, if it's trending, we're talking.
Llenos de algarabía. Ya llegó el carnaval, mucha gente nos visita. Desde lejos y contentos van llegando los turistas. Con el agua no juguemos, demostremos la cultura. Con mi gente tan alegre, desde que